All right, Coach. I wanted to start off by saying I miss your mustache, and we'll be seeing it make a comeback.
You never know. I mean, I did it in the month of Movember for that
November.
charity for testicular and prostate cancer. So I grew it back then. Uh, it looked, and I'm sure it didn't look real good even before I shaved it off the first time, but it was a little ratty, so I got rid of it again. I got a sister of mine who has been bugging me for years to get rid of it because it's too gray. So
Well, I was
I
a
paid
fan.
attention to her. I appreciate that.
I also wanted to talk to you about the current season. Your team has been playing well with a record of 11 and 5, but you're having more trouble with in-conference teams posting a record of 1 and 2. Do you feel that the team has what it takes to win the A10 conference in the tournament this year?
We'll see. I'm not sure. Not sure how this group will finish up. We've played three very good teams in the Atlantic 10. Dayton we lost to here, coming off a big victory that we had against Duke. So you wonder how much of that was a Duke hangover.
Yeah.
And Richmond, we haven't beaten them in the last three times we played there. We haven't beaten them. They're a really good basketball team and a tough team for us to play against. So. I think you have 16 league games, and by the time that at 12 or 13 or 14th game, you'll know who you are in the league at that point.
Yeah. I know the team has had some issues with injuries to the starting lineup, missing Scooty Randall and Michael Eric. How are Michael and Scooty doing in the rehab, and do you think we'll see them back on the court anytime soon?
Scooty, no. He wants the red shirt.
Okay.
So he will not be back this year. He's doing great. His rehab is going fine. He may be our best player at practice every day.
Oh, really?
And Mike, we hope by the end of the month will be ready to go. He practiced with us a little harder than he had been in recent weeks yesterday, and he said he felt pretty good afterwards. So
That's good. How do you feel Anthony Lee has done in the role of starting center, and how have you helped him move into this role as a freshman?
how have I helped him? I'm not sure I've helped him at all. I mean, I've thrown him to the wolves, and I think he's really done a very good job. But he's had his games where he's gotten beat up pretty badly in terms of the physicality piece. But he's accepted that role, and we were hoping to kind of ease him into college basketball, and we've kind of thrown him to the wolves, as we said. But he's done a good job.
Agreed. Khalifa stepped up as a part of the starting lineup, posting a solid stat line and making some important shots. How have you seen him progress as a player?
Yeah, I mean, Khalifa's a terrific scorer, and he has no fear and a lot of courage out there. I think the biggest thing for Khalif now is to make the next step at the other end of the court.
Yeah. Your team, as you were talking about, had a great win over Duke. I know before the game you talked about how they were a tournament team. How do you feel the team performed in such a big game situation?
I thought they played great. Our guys they understood that every possession was critical, and they followed through with that plan. They did a very, very good job, and we made timely shots. In particular, Khalif down the stretch just made some great threes for us that kind of gave us some space that we were able to hold on and win the game.
Do you think that win helps set your team up for success in March?
I don't think it has anything to do with it, to be quite honest with you. To be honest with you, I wish it did. If you told me we were going to be in March, we'll be in the NCAA tournament, then I'll be thrilled. I would be one thrilled individual. So, but I think you have these steps along the way, and you'd like to perform well in each and every opportunity. And it was a great win for us against Duke, but it has nothing to do with how the rest of the season's going to go. To include tomorrow night against LaSalle, right here, big game for us.
The recruiting class for next year looks great with Quentin DeCozy, Daniel Dingle, and Devontae Watson. Do you think any of these guys will be able to come in and have an impact next year?
I think all three of them will help us. To what level, we'll see. We'll have a lot of guys coming back again. So it's not like we need to throw any one of these three guys to the wolves. I think we'll have some help for them immediately, and I just hope they can ease into their college basketball career.
I know you really appreciated what Lavoie brought to the team. Have you had a chance to talk to him or watch him play since getting picked up by the Sixers?
Well, I went to a couple practices, and I saw some film of him. He only played one game, I think.
Yeah, he's actually played two.
The one I saw, the second one I didn't see. And then, he came to a couple of our practices. He actually practiced with us one day.
Oh, really?
In the preseason. Or actually, because he came back from Europe, and before he started with the Sixers, he practiced with us one day, and he was great.
Very cool.
He looks good, and hopefully he can have a long career.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan, so obviously I'm really excited.
Very, very good player.
Now I wanted to ask you a few lighter questions, like Rudy did with Comfy with Dumphy. Do you have a favorite candy?
You know what? I've been kind of warming to the thought of eating $100,000 Grand bars.
Yeah.
You ever see those?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty good. And if you stick them in the refrigerator, they really are very, very good.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to try that. If you could
I'm
be
a big Chunky fan too.
a Chunky fan?
Yeah, big
All
Chunky fan. And all of it, always trying to put it in the freezer.
I'll keep in mind if I have a care package sent your way.
Please do.
If you could be any animal, what would you choose to be?
You know, I have never given that any thought. Although I'm fond of canines.
Nice.
I just actually lost. We lost our 15-and-a-half-year-old yellow lab.
Oh.
What a great guy! Great guy, and I miss him every single day. When I walk in the door, he was a guy that greeted me all the time, and we walked every night. And that's a tough thing to handle.
No, absolutely.
Lose your best buddy.
Yeah, I had a chocolate lab that basically grew up with me. Like I was half a year old when they got it, so it was just like my best friend.
Man, they're great guys. Yeah, they're tremendous.
Absolutely. Do you have a favorite superhero or a favorite superpower?
You know, again, I'm not big on fiction or.
Really?
Yeah, not a big fictional guy, or superhero guy. But if you're putting my feet to the fire, I mean, I've always been a Clark Kent fan.
Clark Kent? So Superman?
Yes, sir.
If you could offer a young player one piece of advice, what would you tell them? I know that one's not so light. It's a little tougher.
You know, I think you caution kids that they need to respect the opponent, respect the game, respect life, respect other people as best you can, because everybody's got a little bit of a song to sing, and treat people the right way. That's all.
That's it. That's the interview.
Okay. All right,
Thank you very much.
Buddy. My pleasure.